Well,
Is it-
we
we can
can
edit this?
it. Yeah.
Awesome. How do we start, Sarah?
No. How do you want?
As soon as the camera starts, you mess it all up. Um. Hey guys. So, fun story. Actually, no, that's not how I'm gonna start. Moral of this, most of this story is listen to your wife. Um, and so just keep that in mind that 90% of this is because I didn't listen to Sarah. Um, so we went to a meeting because I want to be a massage therapist, and they gave us all these requirements, but they gave us a really small window to fulfill those requirements. And so the massage therapy school doesn't start until January, but we had our first meeting like a week ago.
Yeah.
Like a week ago, and they said, here are all the requirements, and get them in by the 25th. We're only accepting 12 people, and it's first come, first serve. And so I was like, no, because I was getting ready for, January and having deadlines to meet in January, not the 25th of this month. And so my brain goes like, okay, well, you have been subbing, you have been doing some other work. I had some issues going on with my body, then I had to leave my last job. But I had gotten better, and I was like, awesome, gonna start looking for work so I can work in the day and go to school at night. But my brain is like, hey man, you could go Lyft drive again and make some money, and then that can pay for your first semester because you only need the first semester to be able to start the school. And so I'm like, cool, I can go drive for some hours a day and make this money. And so I was subbing, and I left the school I was subbing at, and I called Sarah because I was like, oh, maybe I can just tell her, like, hey, I'm gonna go and lift for a little bit, even though I knew she didn't want to, or she didn't want me to. And so I called her twice, and I kind of knew she wouldn't answer because she kind of didn't answer her phone sometimes. So it was like asking for forgiveness, not permission. And so I went and like I was driving to Midland before she called back, right? And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna lift for a little bit. And like the first guy I picked up, great conversation. Actually talked about Jesus for a little bit. And at the end, he's like, "Be safe." And there was a big lean towards safety that day. And what was it? The second people, the group of people I picked up, were talking about a couple of roads where it had been pretty dangerous and people had crashed. And at the end of the conversation, when I dropped them off, they were like, "Be safe." I was like, "Oh, okay, I'll be safe." And then just a couple other people that I dropped off. There was a little more, just some of the crossings where we live and when we work in Midland, a little more intense. And I was like, man, this really isn't safe, you know. And so the night came, and I was still driving, and I was close to some bonuses, right? So for an extra $15, I was like, I can take 2 more rides, and I'll be good to go. I'll call it. I'll go home. So I was on the corner of Andrews Highway and Whitney and Midland, and I was stopped at a red light, and I went to make a left, and I got hit. So I was like, oh no. I turned into the lane when it turned green, and I looked left, and somebody ran a red light and hit me on my driver's side. By God's grace, I'm pretty much okay. Just bumps and bruises, nothing major, nothing broken, nothing bleeding internally. But our car's thrashed. And so it's pretty much done. Our poor little Equinox is finito. Um, and so, but I was looking at it, and a couple of seconds later, if I go a little bit further, I get hit dead on my driver's side instead of kind of behind the front right tire. And the angle that I got hit actually absorbed the impact and pushed me in a way again where minor injuries. Just my body hurts. Um, but all that being said, no car. And this is the awkward part. So we need about $1,700, give or take, to pay for like the drug test and for some other tests I have to get and some CPR certifications I have to get to be able to qualify to join the massage therapy program. And so Sarah's like, we could do a GoFundMe and see if people want to be a part of the journey. And so we are here to see if you want to help me go to massage therapy school. If it's something you're able to do, that would be phenomenal. If you're not, don't worry about it. But yeah, I think the entire program costs like $5,000. But we're just shooting for the first semester because that's all we have to be able to be accepted. And so it's really weird because it's first come, first serve. And I don't know, I've just never seen a program like that. So yeah, so we're gonna see if anybody wants to help. At some point in time, if you're local, I do have to work on people, and so if you give, there's a good chance you get a free massage or a discounted massage. But let's be real, if you ask, I'm gonna give you one. Um, but yeah, I think that's about as much as I have, unless Sarah has more. But yeah, got in an accident, didn't die, and looking forward to hopefully becoming a massage therapist and kind of working my way into other parts of healing by working on people.
Good job.
Yeah, you good?